Happy Kathina 2020 to everyone, all the devotees and supporters of the Oxford Buddha Vihara in the city of Oxford, England. This experience to listen to the Dhamma online and without gathering at the John Radcliffe Hospital of Oxford University is somewhat unusual. And for a few months, we knew that this would be coming. So, from the very beginning, all the devotees who have been with us cannot be with us physically in Oxford this year. Instead, you're listening to my Dhamma talk from home. In addition to that, I myself also get stuck at Shan State Buddhist University in Myanmar, unable to come back to the UK. I don't think I will be able to do so for a few more months, at least. Having said this, okay, the spirit of Kathina that I emphasize every year has never been more relevant. The spirit of Kathina that the Buddha intended to instill in our hearts and minds is about community spirit, community development, a manageable community. You can see when we talk about Sangha in Pali, the monastic community, we can take it at two levels. Ideally, okay, we talk about the monastic communities of 4 quarters, meaning from everywhere. So we belong to one big community following the rules and regulations laid down by the Buddha just to help us understand the Dhamma and live our life in a more harmonious and peaceful way. That's the ideal Sangha, because Chatutisa Sangha. At another level, a more manageable level, we call this we can call this Ubosatha Sangha. We can call this Patimokkhaddesa Sangha. That at least about 4 months, about 5 months, in some cases 4 months. With the Kathina is about 5 months to form a quorum, to make sure that the Kathina is valid. Then, what about the community spirit? Now here I'd like to talk about the inner development of community spirit and outer development. The outer development is a lot more easier to understand, so I start with this. From the very beginning, before we actually got a place in Oxford, we registered the Oxford Buddha Vihara with the Charity Commission. And in order to do that, we went around the country having meetings in Birmingham, for example. to the Jordan, to the Liu Jordans and Japongkios. Residents over there, when they were there, at that time, to the Jordan was still working. And also in some other places, like in Abergavenny in Wales, at the residence of Dr Labu and Dr Nguyen Sui. Dr Nguyen Sui is no more with us. She has left us early. And also in other parts of the country, like in South London, in Purley, the residents like that. So we and in the residents of Gotun and Kempipisu in Haddington, not Haddington, sorry, Hillingdon. So since then, okay, we're trying to develop a community that would learn the Dhamma together and also would ensure that the Dhamma reaches as many people as possible, so that they also enjoy the fruits of living in harmony and in peace with other people. So for that, people actually started setting up bank transfer, monthly bank transfer from around the country. Some people donated monthly, say £4, £5, £10, £20. Some people £25, like that, £30. In terms of urgent need, when we are about to acquire a bigger property, that sort of time, people actually make more contribution. So that's external development, outer development. And you can see here, although we cannot come together physically in the Tingewick Hall at the John Radcliffe Hospital, Faculty of Medicine, that belongs to the Faculty of Medicine of Oxford University. Although we cannot come together physically, people still contribute. Okay, one set of robe, the trustees decide, okay, is £5. People can offer £5 for one set of robe. So everybody can still look after the monastic community, and the monastic community still do their work. And people bring meals and take care of the needs of the vihara, like that. So that's the outer development of the community. This community spirit is still strong. People make a lot of online transfer donation, and I'm sure you will know the figure today. Now, in terms of the inner development, as I mentioned every year, that before the Kathina, there are two requirements that all monastic members, that every monk, would have to fulfill. The first one is to stay in one place for 3 months as part of a community. Being part of a community is not that easy. You live at home with your family, you know it's a small community, but you know that you need to compromise all the time. You need to look out for each other, you need to take care of each other, and you need to tolerate each other. You need to compromise, negotiate, all the way. Just like that, living in the monastic community, we are not blood related. We are not biological relation. Instead, we have the same idea, the same vision, following the teaching of the Buddha. We wish to serve the community as much as the Buddha did. So, in doing that, we all have different ideas. At times, quite stark different ideas. So we also have to have a way of compromising all the time with the work that we do. Because of that, after being at least 3 months together, we have to practice an openness, humility, towards all members of the monastic community. There's no seniority, there's no junior ranking. Everybody is treated the same when it comes to this rule. This rule is called Pavarana. We do that at the end of the rains retreat. What we do is we invite each other to offer criticism, constructive criticism, because we have the intention to improve with their help. And all the monks, we have to go around and say it loud, openly. Sanghang bande bhavare mi sudena, titena wa sudena wa brisangaya wa. Vadandu mang ayasamando nukambang upadaya, pasanda padikarisami. Meaning, I, with all humility, invite the Sangha to offer me constructive criticism so that I can improve. Whether you see it, whether you just hear from other people, whether you are just simply in doubt that my action needs some improvement, please offer me this constructive criticism. I will do my best to improve. So everyone is the same. Everyone will have to invite. Everyone has the responsibility to take care of other members. Of course, with positive thinking, offering constructive criticism. Here, I'd like to draw your attention to the most venerable Kupa Bunchum teaching that he has received from all his teachers. We ask for forgiveness when we meet each other, although we haven't consciously done anything wrong. But in case we have done, so we would like to seek forgiveness. The way we do is Vantami bande sapang aparadang kamatami bande. That's one sentence. Maya katang punyang samina anumodidavang. That's another one. Samina katang punyang mahang tadavang. That's 3. In terms of theme, there are only 2 themes. One is I seek your opinion and constructive analysis and criticism so that I can address my shortcoming. That's one point. We do so because we love ourselves, because we have compassion for ourselves. Whenever there is compassion, there is no insecurity. Whenever there is compassion, there is no excuses. There is no no irritation. But when we are irritated, when being pointed out some shortcoming by other people, that's because we feel insecure ourselves at that time. So this is the first part, the practice based on compassion. The second part is, to you who offer me constructive criticism, I'd like to share with you the good thing that I have done. You can see confidence there, self-confidence. I have done this, I have done this, I have done this. Please rejoice in this. And may I also request you to share with me the positive thing, the contribution that you have made to the community or to your own improvement. So these teachings, these practices, they are all aimed at improving the community spirit, but of course by addressing our attitude, our mindset, our emotion management, and that. So the community development, I come back again, has two parts. The outer parts, which is about working together, which is about developing physically our institution. We have the Oxford Buddha. We are in Oxford in 18th year now. In 2 years' time, we are going to be celebrating 2 decades. In addition, we also have, as you know, for the last 3 years, we also have a meditation center in the Forest of Dean. We are trying to develop this so that more meditators can come and practice. Basically, we need more accommodation. So our next immediate target is we would like to develop more accommodation so that people can come and practice, dedicating their times entirely to meditation. So I hope everybody will join us then. In addition to that, we also have our branches in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Serbia, in Rangoon, all functioning. One new branch that was supposed to have been opened last August is in Hungary. Almost everything was ready, but due to the COVID-19, we cancel it, so we move it to next year. We do the opening ceremony next year. So these are the physical development that we have. Our devotees from far away, from Myanmar, from Thailand, from Singapore, they help us set up our branches overseas. Now, with the inner development, in addition to holding retreats in the UK and also in other parts of the world, we also publish books. For example, the Dhamma translation. We have done it in 12 languages. The latest one is in French. The latest one published in 2020 this year. And we still have in the pipeline the Polish translation underway. And also Hindi translation. As you know, we like to publish this Dhammapada text by the Buddha in as many languages as possible, so that to a certain extent we can use the language of the Dhammapada or the ideas, philosophy, teaching from the Dhammapada and connect with each other, so that the differences with nationality, with social status, with the outer appearance don't matter anymore. So I ask all of you to focus on the community spirit, to take care of each other at this difficult time, to be in touch with each other, so that our community members, devotees far and near, are okay, feel part of this community. I also would like to say that we rejoice in the development of other Buddhist communities and other non-Buddhist communities who come together to go through this difficult time. With this, I'd like to invoke the blessing of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha on all members of the Sangha, members of the also Buddha Vihara communities, monastics and non-monastics in the UK and in other parts of the world, in America, in Brunei, in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Western and Eastern Europe, in other parts of Asia. May all of you be well and happy. May all of you be healthy. And then make more progress in the Dhamma for your own happiness and also for the happiness of many other people. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.